You notice there's something wrong in your life. You notice that you feel kind of off. You want to change something. But how you actually do that? Hello everyone, my name is Vika. I'm a photographer, rapper, singer, artist, poet, and a podcaster. This is Aligned as Fuck, and here we talk about change and how to become a better version of yourself, how to become the best person you can be, and how to have the life that you actually deserve. In the previous episode, we talk about 10 signs that mean that you need a change in your life. But change isn't easy. So how do you actually change your life? How do you go from point A to point B and doing it right? So luckily for you, these are things that I explored on myself before, and I was the experiment. So now I want to share with you a few simple steps of how to realign yourself and how to actually come to a point in your life that you are happy, that you're fulfilled with your life. Because one thing is to understand that something is wrong, but a completely different thing is to actually change that and to take an action. And if you're watching this video, it means that you want to take an action. And this is the first step. And I'm so happy for you. And I'm so excited for the journey that you're about to take, because most people in the world, the majority of people in the world, will never make that change because it's too damn scary. But you're the 1% of the people in the world who decided to change their lives because you know that you deserve better. So stay tuned, because we're going to dive into 5 to 6 points that will help you understand how to start that change and how to start this ball rolling. And I will give you practical things that you can do to understand not only how to change, but where are you going, how to discover what's the career that you want to have, what's the relationship that you're hoping for, what's the environment you want to be in. So not only how to change, but what is the change you're looking for. So the first thing would be a simple observation. So in the previous episode, and if you didn't watch that, so please go and click on the card here and watch the episode that we talked about the 10 signs. But if you did watch it and you're here, the first thing will be just to observe. What I'm gonna ask you to do is to keep a simple log in your phone, in your computer, iPad, notebook, journal, wherever, sticky pad. I don't care where you're keeping this log, but keep it somewhere that you can actually update it and make sure that you're following it. And I'm gonna ask you to track your moods. This is a simple tracker that what you're asked to do is to notice your mood during the day. Basically, what I would do is I would line up the different activities you're doing during the day and write for yourself. I woke up in the morning, I felt happy. I had breakfast, I had my coffee, I was driving in a car and singing and everything was all right with the world. But then I got to work and my energy went down. So here I'm asking you to notice, when is it that the change is happening, that the shift is happening? It could be the other way around. I woke up like this and I had no energy and I was so sad and whatever. And then I got to work and I don't know, Tom told me that I'm going to a conference and I was like, woohoo, yes, this is amazing. And I was so happy. Then I finished the day, I got back home and it was boring and I went to sleep sad. This is the tracker that I want you to do. There is no specific rule to how to do that. It's just basically a little observation journal of just a simple step to understanding where it is that your mood changes, when the shift is happening. And later we can explore, like after a week, you can see it gets pretty clear to what it is that drags your energy down and what it is that makes you happy. The second thing would be tracking your habits and the things that you're doing. Oftentimes we do things that are absolutely not necessary for us and just waste our time and makes us miserable. A simple example of that would be, I'm dreading cleaning the apartment every day. I have this thing that I have to have my apartment clean, and I come every day home, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I just want to lay down, but I need to invest a whole hour into cleaning my freaking apartment and I just hate it. And This would be a habit tracker. This is a habit that makes you unhappy. This is a habit that makes you not want to go home. It's like, it's a little silly example because I don't think anyone cleans their home for an hour every day after work, but I don't know. There are different peoples in the world. And for me, for example, this is an example that like talks to me because as much as I love a clean apartment and that everything is clean and arranged and I'm not a messy girl, I dread cleaning because I was forced to do that when I was a child, just clean, clean, clean all the time. And it was like, oh, dishes every day and the floor every Friday at 7 a.m. And I learned to dread cleaning. I hate cleaning. So yeah, when it's like a cleanup day, I will drag it and I will just like, let me just like watch one more episode and let's hate cleaning. So we all have those little tasks that we just hate doing, that we don't like doing, that just make our day worse, you know? And this is the log that, and you can combine it with the other log, but you can make it a completely different log. But you can say, I wake up in the morning and I go to the gym and I'm so energized. I love the gym. And then I go to work, and every day at work, it's my job to bring coffee to everyone. And I hate it because it makes me feel like I'm some kind of intern or whatever it is. Not that being an intern is bad, but if you're not and you feel like one, that's a problem. So this is a simple log of just tracking your habits, understanding what habits make you happy and which habits just don't serve you. They make you miserable. They maybe even not align with where you want to be in life. They maybe not helping in any way. You know, for me, like cleaning, that's not moving me forward at all. Like cleaning the floor of my apartment, yes, it's gonna make it clean and awesome, but it's not gonna make me more money. It's not gonna make me more productive. It's not gonna make me happier. So my solution to the situation eventually will be, oh, I can hire somebody to do that for me. I don't need to do that. This is a waste of my personal time. And I don't like doing that. Some people love cleaning the floor because it makes them calm and happy. For me, it's just not the case. So hiring somebody to do that horrible task would be a great solution. So for you, right now, you're not making any decisions. You're just tracking what you're doing. The third step would actually be deciding on which tasks of those that you don't feel like supporting anything in your life and make you miserable, which of those tasks you can let go of. Like I said in example number 2 with the floor, my solution would be, oh, I'm gonna hire somebody to clean the floor because I don't want to do that. It doesn't align with what I'm doing. That doesn't gonna help me in any way in life. And if you're noticing you have those little tasks, start saying no. You know, you don't have to do it. You can say no to those things. You can start eliminating those little things in your life that don't serve you anymore, that don't bring you any joy or fulfillment or building anything for your future. This is the time when you need to sit down with this list of habits and understand, if it doesn't make me happy and it doesn't gonna bring me anything, I need to let it go. Now, it doesn't have to be a big thing. I'm not telling you to go and have a fight with your boss and tell him to go fuck themselves. No, absolutely not. I'm saying that you can definitely shift little minor things. For example, I'm not gonna hire somebody to clean my apartment every day, right? But I can maybe do it once a month and remove this workload from myself, right? If you're still listening and you listen to 1, 2, 3, you're definitely gonna like 4 and 5 because these are my favorites, especially 5 because this is something that I implemented in my life. And after I'm going to finish talking about these 5 points, I'm going to give you practical things that you can do every day to understand yourself better, to teach yourself to trust yourself, and how to listen to your inner voice. So stay tuned because the second part of this episode is definitely a mind blower that changed my life. But without further ado, let's move to number 4, a personal favorite of mine, and that's detox the noise. And those of you who've been following me for a little while, you know that I just came back from my Instagram break because, not Instagram, just like social media break. I wasn't on TikTok. I wasn't on Instagram. I wasn't on Facebook. I wasn't on, well, I'm not on any other platforms. YouTube was the only platform that I kept going because I absolutely love YouTube. And I think this is a educational platform. And the I don't see YouTube as a noisy platform because the algorithm sends me videos about personal growth, about development, about books, and about meditations and interviews and podcasts that I absolutely love. Unlike Instagram, where I see bad news and depressing stuff and people complaining, and the algorithm there is not very happy for me. So I really needed a break. I felt like every time I'm going there, I find myself in this pool of noise that is unnecessary for me, especially where I was in my life. I wanted to do this break for a little while, and finally I got the opportunity to do it. And now when I'm back to Instagram, my notifications are still off. So I don't get notifications for social media. I only go to social media when I'm like, you know what, I have a minute, let me go check what's up, or I need to upload a post, or let me like answer comments or messages, and then I go there. But I'm not constantly like, oh, notification, notification, oh, what happened? Another shooting, oh, another war, oh, yeah. Because it's happening in the world. And don't get me wrong, it's important to know what's happening in the world. It's very important, but not to your self-development. And not when you're in a point in your life when you need so much concentration and you want to make your life better and you want to be motivated and you want to keep that in your mind, and everything you hear is bad, bad news, hate, wars, killings, blah, blah, blah. It's hard because it affects our brain. So number 4 is about tuning out the noises, the outside noises. So you stop comparing yourself, like we talked about in previous episode. You stop comparing yourself. You stop listening to all these bad things that just makes you depressed and think, oh, what am I doing this for? We're all gonna die. You know, we don't want these things in our minds. We want to be inspired. We want to listen to podcasts that inspire you, like this one, and some other ones that I absolutely love because they inspire me, like the Diaries of the CEO. If you know that one, oh my God, this is amazing. Like the Mel Robbins podcast, Alux podcast. I absolutely love those because these are podcasts that you're listening to and you feel so energized and you feel like you just on cloud 9 and you're absolutely capable of doing fucking everything. And those are the things I recommend you to dive into to improve your life and to become a better version of yourself. So less scrolling on social media, comparing yourself with all these unrealistic people that post completely edited photos, and you know the algorithm pushes us the million views ones that already perfected whatever they're doing. And then we compare ourselves and we're thinking, oh, I'm not there. What should I even try for? Because it's already there. Everyone's doing that. I'm not that good. I'm not. All these little noises, we don't need that. So learn how to control that. And if you need a break, take a break. If you need to turn off notifications, turn off notification, or maybe limit your time on social media. Maybe it doesn't affect you, but it's just wastes your time just watching TikTok videos. And I understand how fun it is to sometimes watch like funny animal videos on TikTok, but think about the time you're wasting on nothing because it doesn't support anything. It doesn't benefit anything. That's a short dopamine rush. And this is from the previous episode, sign number 1 that you're escaping something, that you need to change because you're counting on this dopamine rush from TikTok or sugars or TV or whatever it is, social media. So yes, detox the noise. And number 5, and this is a really important one. And I don't know how much you're into meditations and manifestations and all these things, but even if you're not very familiar with that, we all are familiar with intuition. Trust your intuition. If you tune out the noise, and again, from the previous episode, we talked about not letting yourself be silent and stable and just not moving, right? Because it's scary, because when you stay alone with yourself for a while, you're like, ah, and it's so scary. But one of the things that being silent with yourself and meditation and just, you know, given a moment to just be with your thoughts, it develops our intuition so much. Many times we don't listen to our intuition, although we know exactly what we need to do. If we're in a bad relationship, we know. We know. Our heart, our feelings convince us otherwise, but we know. Deep inside, we know I deserve better. Or if you're in a dead-end job that you hate, but it pays well, and then you're like, oh, why am I so unhappy and tired? Because yeah, money doesn't bring happiness if you're dreading every day of your life, and your intuition is the one to tell you, this person is sucking my energy. This job is a dead end, and I am not going to develop anywhere in this company anymore, and I don't even enjoy doing that. And deep inside, I really always felt like I want to do this thing. This is called intuition. This is your intuition. If you're unhappy about something in your life, listen to yourself. Understand which relationships in your life is dragging you down. You know, sometimes we meet a person and we hang out with them, and after we feel so tired and we don't understand why. And we're like, what? Well, we hung out, we had a beer, there was music, it was fun, but I feel so drained. You need to sit with yourself and ask yourself, what is this relationship bringing into your life? What is this job bringing into your life? And usually your intuition will just give you the answer. We just need to listen to it. We just need to hear what we already know and so afraid of, because it's freaking scary. Trust me, it's so scary, but it's possible and it's necessary. Okay, these were the 5 things. These were the 5 things that I recommend you doing. Please, if you want a change in your life, if you want a better future, implement those little things. And not even that, right now, if you're still here, then you're serious about your change. So I'm going to give you a few simple things. It's like 10 minutes a day. If you combine it all together, maybe 20 if you have the time. You can do 10, you can do 10. But those things will definitely help you to understand yourself better and to make your life better, because these are practical things that I do every day. Even in my happy moments, even now, they inspire me, they motivate me, and they make me want to keep growing. So stay tuned. If you like the episode so far, I'm going to ask you to like the episode and consider subscribing, because I'm releasing those episodes every 2 weeks, and I'm going to have more music coming in because, you know, I'm a musician, in case you didn't know and you missed it. I'm a musician, I'm a rapper, I'm a poet. So there's a lot of content that's happening, and all of that, it's about motivation and inspiration and self-growth. So I definitely recommend you, if you like this episode, to please subscribe, because it helps me grow and I will appreciate it so much. By the way, if you haven't heard my music ever, I would recommend, in regards to this episode, to listen to Cheer Up. It's right here. And another one would be I'm Trying. I'm going to link them down below if you want to listen to some motivational songs to inspire you. Now or Never, it's another good one. It's about change. It's about embracing change and making it a better world through yourself. So definitely check those songs out. They're very dear to my heart, obviously, because I wrote them. But okay, enough with self-promotion. Let's dive into those practical tips. Number 1 would be meditation and visualization. So those of you who never meditated in your lives think, oh my God, meditation, this is horrible. That's probably because you're thinking of a 40-minute meditation of just sitting like that still and closing your eyes and trying not to think about anything while every possible thought is coming into your head. I'm here to tell you that I know exactly what you're thinking. I know exactly what you're talking about, because I was in the same place. I hated meditation exactly for that reason, and I'm doing it differently. And you can too. And the way that I'm doing it is honestly so fun that I want to meditate. I want to have these 10 minutes in the morning because it makes me so happy. And that's where manifestation and visualization come into place, because what you do, super simple. You go to YouTube and you simply type manifestation meditation, morning, 10 minutes, evening, 10 minutes, 5 minutes if you're just starting out. And you're going to get a bunch of videos, guided meditations for 5 to 10 minutes of meditation every morning or evening, whenever you choose. And your mission is to lie down or sit down or whatever feels comfortable to you, and to imagine yourself in the perfect future. And this is amazing, because you tap into the world that you want to create for yourself. So it's basically daydreaming for a better life. What I do is I usually lay down, because this is how I find my peace, unless you're going to fall asleep. Then don't lay down, sit. So if I'm doing it in the evening, I will fall asleep, but I'm doing it in the morning, so I'm not falling asleep usually. But I lay down, and with this guided meditation, you get to step into your dream life. And for 10 minutes, you live in your dream life every morning. Not to talk about the fact how amazing it feels and that you feel inspired for the rest of the day to actually go and make that future happen. If you ever read one of Joe Dispenza's books or listened to his interviews or his, just if you are familiar with Joe Dispenza overall, what this does is that it attracts your energy to you because your brain doesn't know the difference between real and non-real when you're meditating. He's explaining it better. Trust me, I'm not Joe Dispenza, but your brain doesn't know the difference because you're going to feel all the emotions that you're like they're real. So your brain is going to think that you're already rich and successful and in a perfect relationship, in your perfect apartment, and your perfect job, traveling the world, whatever it is that you want to have. While you're visualizing that in your brain, maybe in the beginning and the first few times it's going to be a little difficult, but because you're imagining yourself in that situation, you feel the feelings and the emotions that you're actually feeling while being in that situation. Your brain doesn't know the difference, and that attracts the energy to you, and you will more likely to manifest it faster than if you thinking, oh, this is fake, this is in the future, this is what I want, this is like the dream. No, you're stepping into this life. You're actually imagining yourself being there. And those 10 minutes, you guys, oh my God, your happy place. And to start the day with these 5 to 10 minutes of visualizing your best freaking life, it's gonna make such a difference for you. Trust me, because I come from a place of like meditation. No, thank you. I'm hyper. I can't do that. If I can, you can too. Number 2 would be journaling. And I know some of you would be like, oh, journaling, I'm not a writer. I don't want to do this. No, please don't make me write. Shut up and do it because this is so helpful. Now, journaling, if you're not a writer, if you never wrote, if you never had a diary, if you I completely understand. That's fine. But if you're a complete beginner, there are exercises that will help you. So listen, this is what you do. And it's super, super easy. I did it for a month and it was amazing. I really need to go back to it, but it was like a 30-day challenge. It was great. Basically, you take a notebook and you set your timer. You're like, Siri, set a timer for 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. I don't care. Whatever you think you can do. Try to not make it less than 3 minutes because otherwise it just doesn't make any sense. But what you do, you take a piece of paper and for these 3, 5 to 10 minutes, I used to do 7 minutes, you write the I am exercise. So basically you write I am, but you're not writing what you are now. You're manifesting. So instead of saying I am I don't know, whatever you work at right now, right? You're not saying I am single. I am going to, no. You're writing your manifestations. So the way that it works is you write, I am successful. I am a famous writer. I am physically active. Physically active? I don't know if that's the word, physically active. Like doing sports. I don't know. My brain is like, physically active? I think, no. Yeah, I think it's fine. Anyway, I am physically active. I am making money with investments. I live in my dream house. I work abroad. Whatever it is that you want your future to be like, this is the I am exercise. If you feel like this is too much for you, if you feel like you don't know yet what you want to have in life, you don't have to make it specific, and you can make it a little bit easier and simplify it by doing affirmations. So you don't have to say what you're going to be in the future. You can just do simple affirmations. You can say, I am successful. I am beautiful. I am healthy. I am rich. I am funny. I am whatever it is that you are. Because we all are amazing, and you can't write, no, I am fat, I am ugly. No. You're writing what is good about you. If it's not am, you can do I speak 4 languages. I am living in the city that I always wanted to live in. I own a stock. I have a child. I am a great whatever. whatever it is, but it's a list of affirmations that you just absolutely have to do for 3, 5, 7 minutes, however long you want to do that, and make it a daily habit. You finish meditating or before the meditation, however you choose to do that. You can also do it in the evening, but again, I recommend doing it in the morning simply because it inspires you, it motivates you, and you want to continue your day with, like, it's giving you like a little push and drive to like make your day better, right? And I promise you that it makes such a difference in your life when you start your day like that with those affirmations. If that's a little bit too hard for you and you need an example, you don't know how to do it, you can simply write on YouTube affirmation videos, and it will, for like half an hour, talk to you about how amazing you are, and it might inspire you to what those things are, you know? And it's important, even if you feel like it's silly and it's like, oh my God, what, I'm gonna need to tell myself I'm beautiful? Yes, you need to tell yourself you're beautiful and smart and funny and talented and that and that and that, because we often do the opposite and we stand in front of a mirror and we're like, oh my God, I'm that, and then my hair and my body and blah, 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 blah. And we put ourselves down. And you can't make a change in your life if you're putting yourself down constantly. So you need to change that in your mind and start thinking exactly the other way around, how amazing you are and how talented you are and how capable you are of doing those things. So this is going to be your second exercise, and you have to do that. Try to do that. And I promise you will see a difference right away. The last exercise that I'm going to give you on this list is an exercise that I mentioned in my first episode. If you want to rewatch the first episode, if you missed the first episode, it's right here. I'm also going to link it down below, but it's the why exercise. I want you to sit down and find your why. If you already watched all the episodes and you understood, okay, I need to make a change. I need something different in my life. I want to make this shift. Ask yourself the why. If you decided and you already know where you want to shift, I would recommend you to sit down and ask yourself why you want to shift there, and ask this question 5 times. This is an extremely difficult exercise, and try to do it when you have the time, when you're not rushing, when you can really sit with yourself and explore why. But even if you lost direction and you kind of don't know where you want to go in your life, what you want to do, the why question helps you realign your goals in life. And even if you don't know exactly what you want to do. You know you want to quit your job, but you're like, I don't know what I want to do. Ask yourself what fulfills you, right? For example, I'm thinking of becoming a teacher. Why? Oh, because I wanna help kids. Why? Because I believe that children are the future. Why? Because I didn't have teachers that inspired me, and I want to be that for other kids. Really come to the point. It's a hard exercise, and I made it up in my head just now, so it's not as deep as it should go. But this 5 whys will help you understand what it is exactly that you're looking for. Because maybe you think you want to be a teacher because you want to change the world, but in fact, when you ask yourself the 5 whys, you realize that what you actually want to do is you want to be a nurse. The possibilities are endless, you guys. But when you sit with yourself and you think about it, really ask yourself those questions to understand, how are you going to make yourself happy? And how you're going to take yourself from the survival mode that we talked about in the previous episode into the living mode. What will make you inspired? What will make you want to dream further and develop yourself and dive into this change without fear? What is your why? And obviously in the next episodes, we're going to explore a little bit more about it, and we're going to talk about more interesting things, and we're going to keep aligning ourselves and making our future better. And a lot of things are coming. As I told you, I'm going to talk a lot about financial goals. I'm going to talk about self-development, about classes and courses and skills and things you can do to make your life better. But first of all, let's understand how we're implementing those little tricks that will make you happier, because you're going to feel like you're moving forward in your life to a point in your life where you actually deserve to be. If you missed the previous episode, please watch them. They're going to be linked down below. But I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'm going to see you next time in 2 weeks. Have a great week.